Friday morning, and of course the weekend for starters. And if you ask me, I rather want to dub it the TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. My name is Onometano, and on behalf of the board management and staff, we welcome you to yet another exciting edition of the program, Morning Ride.
I am Blessing Usiagbada. Indeed, thank God it's Friday. Good morning to you and thank you so much for joining us for Morning Ride. It promises to be entertaining, informative, and educative.
Yeah, it's on a very good note, Blessing, if you ask me. That if there's any day I like on earth, it's Friday.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Why do you like Friday?
Yeah,
The
because
beginning of
that
the
is
weekend?
where your weekend
Starts
actually
from.
begins from.
Oh,
You know,
well.
from Friday through Thursday, to Saturday,
Yes.
to Sunday.
Hmm.
So 3 good days for the weekend. You
Well,
know.
it's the weekend, but for essential workers like us, we really do
Mm,
not know the difference
that's
between
true.
weekends
That's
and
true.
weekdays because we work both the weekends and weekdays,
Weekdays.
public holidays, and the festive season.
Mm,
But you're right, the weekend comes with a different kind of feeling.
yes.
There's this I won't say fear, but there's this feeling that comes with Saturday, Sunday night when you know it's going to be Monday and
Yeah.
it's the beginning of a new
Anyway.
work week. You begin to feel a certain way, but once it's the weekend, once it's Friday, naturally your body just calms down and then you're just in the mood to look forward to having fun during the weekend.
That's correct. Because I think it's only in this part of the climb, that a lot of people actually attach quite a lot to weekends because it's a time for them to, take care of probably domestics,
Yeah, domestic.
attend to functions,
True.
you
Oh,
know.
functions. We don't miss that in this part of the let's say Nigeria or let's say Africa, but Nigeria in particular, we don't miss it when it's weekend. Like you rightly said, functions, parties. Nigerians are number one in the world. We don't play
Yes,
with our parties.
yeah, we don't play with our parties, but as I speak now, our parties are about to be doctored now. Doctored in the sense that the usual flamboyancy that
Yes.
goes along with our Nigerian kind of thing,
True.
which has to do with the display of wealth,
Display of wealth, to spray
through,
money.
through spraying and all of that. That will kind of box us up,
True.
to a point where we now become very, very cautious. And it becomes worse off when probably there's an uncle at a function who reminds you that, don't forget that, you don't need to do your spraying and all of that. And at that point, everybody becomes conscious.
Yes,
You
but
know.
yes, you're right. We're used to going to functions and even celebrants or people who are the host of that party. They look forward to their friends showing them support, and they feel the best way you can show support is by coming out to actually spray money. Just give them something, and in exchange they give you a souvenir or anything they have for you. But now I think we have to look for a better way. Either you put your money in an envelope and give it to the celebrant, or you spray with some home training so that the EFCC will not come after
No,
you.
no, but to me, I still feel it's not right. It's our culture.
True.
Because it is our
I would say
culture.
culture. It's something that we just do. It's now a normal thing to go to parties and you spray money. But I understand what EFCC they're trying to do. It's becoming when the news broke out that they went after Bobrisky and Cubana chief priest. I said I think they're trying to curtail to the extent to which people do it, and you're not only doing it, but you're making videos of these activities, then you're posting on social media, you begin to brag with these things. I don't think it's healthy for the youths. I don't think it's even healthy for our society. So well, if the EFCC says that's an offense, it is an offense. We have to adhere to it. We have to be careful with how we handle naira, and it's not just about spraying money. The way you even keep your naira notes,
Yes.
the way you squeeze them, the way you handle it should be looked into too. Because if you look at other countries, the way they handle their currencies, they don't just do it the way Nigerians do it. So it's not just about spraying money. We should learn to respect our currency. We should learn to handle the naira with care.
Yes, when you're talking about handling our currency with care, Nigerians is a no-no for us.
Mm-mm.
You know, but in civilized climes, you see them have a wallet
Yes,
where they line it up
true.
in the wallet. But you see, Nigerians, why, to me, why I feel that we decided to dump that by the trash
Mm.
is because of pickpocketing. You could just keep your wallet by your back
Back
pocket,
pocket.
and somebody probably there's a rush or something,
Mm.
somebody picks it up. As compared to what happens in civilized climes, you don't just see people pickpockets and all of that. So probably that kind of kills our culture to always wanting to have a wallet around you, because the essence of having a wallet around you is basically to line up,
Yeah, I understand that,
you know,
but I also think
cash.
it's negligence too. Because sometimes if you're not making use of your car, maybe you use a public transport or you use a tricycle, you see some of the notes that they give to you when you pay to them and they want to give you your balance. Some of the notes, if you look at it, some have some are torn, they use this sellotape to actually put it together. So it's really not appeasing at all. I think we need to, as a country and citizens of this country, we need to form that habit, make it a conscious habit to actually keep your notes, keep the naira, keep it clean
Yes.
and respect it. True, because if when we go to parties, if people spraying this naira notes, people step on it. They step on it and it's not good at all. You don't see this happening in other countries. So it's time that we Nigerians will begin to consciously, when you have some currencies with you, you have the naira with you, learn to respect it, learn to keep it in a way that, when you bring it out and offer to someone, the person will be happy to receive such note from you.
But they've actually killed off that
That
social
culture,
aspect.
yes, of spraying money at
that
parties.
social aspect, because that aspect is one of that angle at which people show up.
Yes.
You see somebody coming into a party
Mm.
with a luggage loaded with money, and he just picks and
Yes,
plays.
and that's so fun as you're dancing. It's
That's the
fun,
fun.
but
You see the celebrant,
mm,
now doing some more dancing,
yes,
because all that is behind the mind of that person is, oh, more cash
mm.
coming in for me, and all of that.
But it's not healthy too. It's not healthy. I know there was a time they actually started, at parties. They'll say, don't come to the celebrant. Don't come close to the couple. Don't spray it on their body. Put it in an envelope or put it in somewhere. So I think we can actually still do that, but do it in a more decent way. You want to support the celebrants, put it in an envelope, or you hand it over to them rather than spray it on them. Put it on their forehead and trying to. Yeah, I think we can do it in a more decent way.
Well, let's see how all of that grows, because it's already a law that has been enacted,
Yes.
and the provision there is that who actually is in charge, because the case of the Cubana chief priest
Mm.
actually brought out a lot. There were divergent opinions, that ordinarily the EFCC, it's not within their purview,
Okay.
to actually make arrests as far as that is concerned. But the big question is now, because there are parties every now and then. As I speak to you, don't be surprised that well over 200 parties will be going on
Today and tomorrow.
and tomorrow, and even on Sunday.
Mm.
So when you accumulate all of that together, you'll be looking at about 600 parties. So how effective now will this watchdog be by way of X-ray, putting the camera and look out for offenders?
I don't think it will be possible for the EFCC or the police to start going around every local government, every town in Nigeria to actually look at who's spraying money or not. I don't think it's possible. But like I said, the celebrities, the people we see on social media every time doing this, you see Bobrisky and Obi Cubana Chief Prince. The way they do these things, it's insulting. When they were arrested, I didn't even bother to question the activities of EFCC. When they arrested Bobrisky, they arrested Cubana Chief Priest. I was like, well, they should be used as a scapegoat, because they are always on social media, not even at parties alone. Sometimes you see Bobrisky is in his house, you see him make a video showing off words of no or of naira notes, and well, both of them have been used as a scapegoat. So let's see how it will go. Like I said, I don't think the EFCC and the police will be able to go around the country to arrest everyone who's spraying money. I know people will still do it, but just know that it is against the law, and if you're caught, you'll be used as a scapegoat.
Okay, so let's be careful on how we go about socializing, most especially when it comes to spraying our currency at parties and wherever you find yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, so quickly, issues now that are trending. I'm sure that's
Yes.
what trends on.
That's
on
what will
Friday.
bring you. The first segment for today will be
Okay.
the biggest trend on X. We'll go on a short break, and when we come back, we'll be joined by Chinazo Uche Fojama. Of Morning Ride. It is time for us to find out what has been the biggest trend on X, formerly called Twitter. Trust me, a lot has been trending this week, but we're going to be bringing to you the biggest of the trends. Joining us in the studio is Uche, Chinazo Uche Okwojama.
Good
Welcome
morning,
to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning, Uche.
Thanks for having me. So some of the trends that we had this week, one of them was Tunde Onokoya, a Nigerian who was attempting to break the Guinness World Record for longest chess playing without losing any game. So he's attempting to break the record as 58 hours. So the current record already stands at 56
Okay.
hours. So he's attempting 58 hours. So yeah, he's doing this at New York Times
Yes.
Square, and a lot of people have gone there to play with him and play against him, and he has won all the games so far. And I think he's been doing it since the 17th of April, exactly 10 a.m. That's when he started. So he's been at it for like 2 days
Yeah.
now.
I
So,
saw
yeah.
pictures of the ongoing Guinness Book of
World-
Records or World Record
attempt.
attempt,
Yeah.
and it was really really nice. What makes me more happy is the fact that Nigerians are going over to New York to show their support.
Yeah.
Adekunle Gold was
Was
there,
there.
and today I think Davido. I saw a headline that says Davido and his crew members are in New York right now to show support to him. It's
Yeah.
actually a good one.
It's actually good for Nigeria because we are trailblazers.
Yes.
You know, we're hitting the records now, hitting the Guinness Book in a lot of positive ways.
Ways, yeah.
You know, because when I read that story, I said 58 hours. That means it won't have any break. So, although chess is something that is flexible,
Yes.
so it can allow you to go take a few nap, come back. But the most important thing is your consistency, and in winning for that matter.
Mm-hmm.
So don't be surprised that that guy has been a chess player from youth.
Yes.
Yeah, it has been. So before his attempt to break the Guinness World Record, he was known for using chess to take children out of the slum. So like he'll teach these children in rural areas to teach them how to play like chess and use this chess to make money for them, just take them out, give them an education
Yeah.
and things like that.
That is
So,
really inspiring, and he's less than 30 years.
yes.
It shows that as youths, as Nigerian youths, you can, even if you don't have this white collar job, or you can just create something for yourself, something legitimate. It doesn't have to be getting ill wealth or looking for ways to just make quick money. You could be anything. It could
Yeah.
be something that you use as a hobby, but it's gonna fetch you money.
Yeah.
So look for
I think that's
your
a
own path.
hobby for that young man. But you see, what my takeaway from him is his brand identity. You always see him dressed like a Yoruba man.
Yes.
You know, so when yes, this is a Nigerian from
This part of the
this part
country, yes.
of the country. You know, so that's another way to also brand your identity as a true Nigerian and by extension a great personality.
Yes.
You know, if you ask me. So it's a thumbs up for that young man because I watched one of his interviews on the channels and I said, yes, this guy is going places. Most especially with channeling and wanting to groom
Yeah.
the
Younger
the
children.
younger children and all of that.
So another thing we had in the media that was trending this week was Davido. Davido trends a lot of times for cheating on Chioma, but yet again this week he was trending for cheating on Chioma, and with one lady, there was a video that was circulating the internet of him begging down, kneeling and saying, I'm on my knees, I'm on my knees, I'm on my knees. Now what he was begging for, we do not know. But yes, he was trending and he was, I don't know, when people are saying the assurance he promised Chioma is now endurance. Yeah, so
Well,
that happened.
Yeah. You see, Davido is somebody that is a true son of the father, in the sense that it's a culture as a musician. You
Okay.
know, because you hardly, even if he doesn't flaunt around the women, you see them, loving his music and having a crush
On him.
on
On
him,
them, yeah.
and all of that. So probably those who took those shots, they just been dropped by way of it wasn't their business though. It's his life. You know, it's his life.
It is like,
But seeing as we know that he's married, we can't see these things and say it's his life.
That's the truth. Yes, he is a celebrity. He influences people, and a time will come where he will be like the what I call them legends now,
Yeah.
and younger ones will come up and want to live the same lifestyle. So I feel that as celebrities, yes, you have your own life. Nobody's perfect. You're allowed to have your fantasies, have your addictions, but can you try to, the way Davido is going about it, I really don't like it. I don't.
You see, let me tell you something.
He doesn't respect his wife at all.
At
No.
all.
Why are you talking about respect for his wife? He didn't even come out to do it. Probably it wasn't his intention. But somebody just is dropped on him.
So in this case now, it is the lady that he did this thing with that posted the video of him on his knees saying he was begging. There was a picture that circulated the internet of him. He took a picture with this lady in a very romantic position, and his face was clearly there. We saw his face, so it was. I don't think this is a thing of he did not do it intentionally and stuff like that. He knew what he was doing.
Yes, no, of course, you can't close your eye into a crime.
Yeah.
Or you can't close your eye into an action. You must open your eyes into it.
And even if they must do this, can they do this with ladies that are not going to use them to trend? Because I feel most of the ladies, look at the other one, the first one, the Anita lady, that for weeks she was dragging Davido back and forth, and I just.
But that's why he doesn't even do it with Nigerian ladies now. He goes out there to do it thinking that, okay, he probably will not come back here, but we still hear it.
Not thinking, because those people out there that he indulges with, they don't bloody care.
Yes, they don't.
They don't look at your emotions, especially thinking of the wife's reaction to all of that. They don't bloody care. You understand? They want to make name. They want to use you to sell themselves.
Yeah.
And show that, yes, I was with Davido, I was with this, I was with that, and all of that. So most of the time it all has to do with blackmail. If you ask me,
Yes.
blackmail, But I will just appeal to Davido's wife. You've already married him. If she is really patient,
She is patient,
She
but she has been showing him support through
she
it all.
would have all the best of timing.
So moving on to the biggest trends. The biggest trend we had this week was the Paul Eneche story. So Paul Eneche was trending because a lady came to testify in his church. Paul Eneche is the head pastor of Dunamis Church. So a lady came to testify in his church, and he talked down on her, let's say that, and he thought that she was lying. He thought her testimony was a lie. So let's take a look at this video.
Appreciative of God. So your name and what God did for you.
Praise the Lord! Above only! I want to appreciate God for my life and my family. And I want to thank God for using mommy and daddy for our sake. It all happened that I was trying to school in National Open University. Before I came to this Dunamis, there's a lot of things that is happening in my life and my family. From my father's side and my mother's side, nobody is a graduate. They will only ended up primary or secondary school. Praise the Lord. But when God remembered me, I got a job and I was working, and I decided to further my education. I started the school. I want to do law program. I started 2014. So I continue like that, and I want to thank God because during that time, I never lack of money to pay my school fees. Praise the Lord. I keep going to the extent I go to 500 level, and challenges everywhere. Problems, sickness, they afflict me with leg pain, and I cannot be able to finish. My mates have finished. So the law program is 6 years. So since I cannot be able to meet up, some of my mates finish, and I keep on like that. And yesterday, God declared me.
Well, she said that embargo was there in the course of her program. The course of her program, she was afflicted, and it looked as though she wasn't able to, or she isn't going to finish that program, but God helped her. Yesterday, she graduated, like she said, the first person to bag a degree in her family.
Degree in what?
In
What law? What's it called? What's the name of the degree? Like medicine is MBBS. Give her the mic. What kind of degree is it? My medicine is MBBS.
BSc, sir. BSc in law, sir.
So the testimony is a lie. There is nothing like BSc in law. You either have LLB or BL. It's a lie. The testimony is a lie. Please go back to your seat. BSc law. Is that how lawyers speak English? Please, anybody who comes to this altar to share a testimony that is not true, you do it at the risk of yourself. At the risk of yourself. We are not playing here. We are not faking anything here. When she started her testimony and she's talking law, I knew there was nothing like law. No matter how bad it is, it hasn't got to that level. Then you say you got a degree in law. What degree? BSc. Is there any lawyer here who has a BSc in law? Lie testimony. Come to stand on the altar to tell lies in the name of testifying. Anyone who dares that you do it at your detriment, the Lord can make it alive.
So seeing the way he spoke to this lady, called her testimony a lie, will I say embarrassed her now? Embarrassed her. So yeah, netizens were not having it. Social media people were not having it. So they started dragging the pastor, calling him names that as a pastor, you're supposed to correct with love. That even if she was lying, there's a way to go about it and like correct with love and all of that. So that was happening. They were dragging him, and then the next day we saw that she actually did graduate, and she wasn't even lying. So she graduated from National Open University of Nigeria with LLB in law now, not BSc in law. And yes, she did graduate. And upon seeing that, Dr. Paul Eneche, the pastor, now first of all tendered an apology that looks like he was apologizing, yes, but it's almost like when somebody's apologizing to you and they're saying, but you caused it. That type of apology. So yes, he was saying, because she did not know the way she spoke first. So he said, like, for a graduate of law that can't even speak properly, and she's saying she graduated with BSc in law. So yeah, those were some of the things that he said. And at the end of everything, he reached out to her and actually apologized to her, and they took a picture, and she posted it that, she and mommy and daddy in faith apologized to her and stuff like that. So yeah. So
well, before we went off that, before we took that break to come back on the set, I also faulted Paul Eneche.
okay.
Because he himself is not educated to also know that there's a BSc in law. You understand? He also goofed, and that is why most of the times, before you come out to say certain things, you have to be very sure. It was trending on the social media, and there was this guy who also said, and I corrected him also there on the social media, that there's a BSc in law. So he himself is not even abreast. And if you look at if you watch that lady, you will know that obviously she has some stage fright. You understand? It's not everybody that has confidence with the microphone.
Okay.
And it becomes worse off if somebody is holding the mic for you. Bless you, you know what I'm talking
I
about.
understand, yes.
But if you hold it yourself,
Yeah.
you understand, you become a master of the game. Don't be surprised that was her first time
Maybe testifying.
to
or
It's
testify.
such a big church.
Yeah.
The church was really
And
big.
also to go and show the kind of clothes is also good.
So before I come to you, Blessing, let's take some of the tweets that we had. This tweet is saying, the same way he ridiculed that woman in front of the church, he should do that openly this Sunday.
Yes,
that write-up in the name of an apology is the funniest POS I have read today. This other tweet is saying, what kind of despicable, arrogant apology is this? You are still here putting the woman down and rubbishing her achievements. Such an autocratic behavior. Now this tweet is saying, to be honest, I don't even see anything wrong with her English. It's like she used past tense where she was supposed to use present tense. Just that she has Igbo accent that did not allow the English to be clear. The way he stopped her and called her a liar and the whole talk was too bad. This last tweet is saying, this apology issued by Pastor Paul Oneche was done with love and tact. Knowing Nigerians for who we are, if that lady was never a graduate of law, he and his church would be mocked. I think we should bother more on our failing educational system. The end. So, Blessing.
Well, is our educational system really failing? That's the question. I don't really think so. First, I would say what Pastor Paul Oneche did was wrong. Because even if in the church someone committed a crime, let's say for example you caught one of your member doing something, anything, fornication, adultery, any sin at all, will you call the person out in church, in front of the whole church, and then begin to correct the person?
No, but
I think the best thing he would have done was to look for that lady after the service,
but
call her, and make sure that you know that lady is indeed lying before
can you see
you
it
call
from
her
this
a
point
liar.
of view that people give false testimonies in church a lot? So there are
That's why
churches that even program this thing. You come and they already know, they'll put you there that okay, when it's time for testimony, you come out. It's all an act. So you come and give like your testimony is always false. Maybe pastor did this, mommy did that for me and stuff like that. So if you can you not see from his point of view that he was trying to curb like this
But you
because he
come
felt
it
like it
right
was
there,
false.
Come it right there. No, that was totally wrong. It was totally wrong. And the apology, I read the apology and I said, no, this is not it. I feel, oh, today is Friday, Sunday's coming. You should address his church members. You should address the lady as well. Then, like I said, our educational system is not failing. I feel Nigeria, though we have a long way to go. But I've seen cases where in a class of, let's say, 20, you have some persons that no matter how much you push, they just don't get it. So in whatever we do, I would advise that we should try, even if you're not the best, but try at least to be good at what you do. I agree that the lady had stage fright, but at that point where the pastor was questioning the authenticity of your testimony, you should be able to stand up for yourself and speak for yourself. I agree she made a mistake, she had stage fright, but let's try to be good at what we do.
And also adding to that, I also didn't see, I tried to also listen to her. And I actually did not ring her anywhere. You understand? That's the truth. I could not ring her anywhere.
You know, it's just that, Nigerians, we have this, I don't know, you expect a
You
lawyer to be
exactly. You
very
expect a lawyer to be
polished.
posh
You
and
expect a lawyer to,
the way you carry yourself, the way you speak
Yes.
as a lawyer.
There are a lot of lawyers, even pastors themselves, that speak a lot of jargons.
True, that's true.
You understand? Use he for she for he, and all of that. There are a lot of them like that. A lot of people. It actually depends on your background. Do you understand? It
Yes.
actually depends on your background. And I was the fourth lesson where she said, our educational system has not fallen. To me, it is falling in take lot. Because why did I say that? Before, for you to get into the university, you need to have at least 5 credits in one sitting.
Yeah.
Not what you have now. Let's say you can bring 10 sittings together.
Just two, it's just two.
No. To me, for 2 is rubbish.
Yeah.
Now you say, okay, you want to admit students into university with 150 over 400. What should you get at the end of the day?
But still, we still have students who still go in there and they don't learn. Because I've seen cases of students who don't even know their matric numbers. Yes.
And those
Students
are the
who
ones,
go through school,
those are the ones
they don't know
that-
their matric numbers.
Those are the ones that have 150 over 400.
That's what I'm saying. So it's not
You know.
really. Sometimes it's not the whole blame is not the educational system. We still have students who go to the school and they still refuse to learn.
But then the
Wow.
educational system, because they shouldn't even they shouldn't have been allowed to go in the first place
They
with
have-
150 over
graduates.
400.
Then
I
how
get
did
it.
they skill through their work?
But Pastor Paul Eniche should have been more empathic. If you listen to the testimony, she said she's the first graduate
In her
in
family.
her
That
family
should be-
from
that-
both her mother and her father's side. So
That
I
should
feel
have
you should
been
have called her after the service.
that should have been the storyline for the testimony.
Yeah.
You know, because you see, with all due
And she
respect
struggled.
to the ministers and all of that, you see, testimony to them is giving a bite to their ministry. Do you understand? Because, okay, she's been a member of that church for a while, and through the teachings, probably fasting, prayers, and all of that, she's been able to become the first graduate. It's a plus to the church because it was while she was there. You understand? So miracles and all of that do happen, but you see, most of these churches, 99, I like to be quoted, you know, they manage and, you know, push these testimonies. So yeah, on Sunday come and say, God called it for you. I know that you're supposed to be, there are some people who will just say, okay, I want to be reserved. God, I thank God for, but the pastor will tell you, no, say it.
Yeah.
They stage manage them and they come and, you know, look at what this lady did now. To me, I did not fault her.
No, I didn't
It's just
fault
like one of those normal testimonies that will just come and everybody will be excited and say, praise the Lord. Oh.
But let's not also forget that this whole thing that happened has actually pushed the lady forward because she's been getting lots of gifts lately. She got a plot of land.
She did?
Yeah, she
I
did.
didn't
Somebody
see that.
She's
told
been
her
off-
to come and cool off it for
Yes, so a hotel owner asked her to come
let me
for.
shock you. Let me shock you.
Yes.
She's a policewoman.
That's what I wanted to say. So it's possible she just needed that degree to
Yeah.
boost her career. So Pastor Paul Eniche should have done better, and I hope men of God they have actually learned from this
Yes. Don't just come out and embarrass
incident.
you.
Learn to correct with love. Learn to know where is the right place to correct, because correcting with love is different but
from
knowing the right. It's just like
at the right time.
someone makes a mistake and you want to correct the person, you're doing it in front of other people. It's totally, I for one, I don't see that as reasonable because I feel you're just trying to get attention. If you want to correct someone, do it, especially when you know the person will feel embarrassed. Do it in private. You don't have to do it in front of other people.
He was overwhelmed by the crowd in his church.
Was he?
And it's between her and God. She's giving the testimony to the glory of God, not to the glory of
The
you.
offering and the tithes that will come in. Pastor Oyedepo will not do that.
No,
Okay,
let's
so-
not compare it.
Reverend Chris
Let's not compare.
Okotie.
We'll make mistakes. Let's not
Reverend
start
Chris
comparing
Oyakhilome.
them now.
So
You know, I've got three men of God. I will not do that.
They make mistakes too.
yeah.
No. They are spotless. If you ask me.
Wow.
Yes. They are
No man of God is
spotless.
spotless.
No, these three men have. No, I watch them. I listen to them. You understand? I take time to listen to their messages and all of that. But to me, these are men who yes are spotless.
Okay, so moving on to the next trend. The next trend we had was Cubana chief priest. So now Cubana chief priest and Bobrisky. So Cubana chief priest was trending. Why? Because he was picked up by EFCC for mutilation of the naira, and he was granted bail of 10 million naira. Now earlier on, Bobrisky was also picked up for mutilation of the naira, but Bobrisky got sentenced to 6 months in prison and now has been transferred to Kirikiri prison, actually. So yeah, the controversy here was why is Cubana chief priest getting bail and Bobrisky did not get bail. There was no option of bail. I think that's even the thing with Bobrisky. He was granted 6 months with no option of bail and no fine and all of that. So he has to actually serve his sentencing. So yeah, but Cubana chief priest got to go home and later made a post something about Molina water or something like that. Yeah, so yeah, that was trending. So before I come to take your opinions, let's take some of the tweets. This tweet is saying, I'm starting to believe there was more to jailing Bobrisky than mutilation of naira, because if the court can grant Cubana chief priest bail for the same offense, then why is Bobrisky jailed for 6 months? I don't support Bob, but let us be for real. The next tweet is saying, no mugshot for Cubana chief priest, no mockery on AFCC pages, nothing. Entire charade is just to prove to gullible people that they did not target Bobrisky. Even at that, they are failing. The next tweet is saying, I beg, who is Bobrisky's lawyer? We need to check if he went to night law school or obtained an OND in law. I still cannot understand how they got that judgment.
I'll be BSc in law.
So yeah,
There's
those are
also
the
an
two.
OND in law too now. There
Okay.
are polytechnics that also start.
Are you serious?
Yes.
That's what I love.
Polytechnics? Offer law?
Yes.
I'm just hearing this for the first time.
I like to be quoted.
Oh,
Just do your findings.
wow.
So those are the tweets we had, and I want to hear what you think.
I read a post and the person was saying, the person was really serious about his allegations. He said that the federal government actually arrested Bobrisky because they want to try to curb cross-dressing in Nigeria. That what they arrested Bobrisky for was not the Naira mutilation thing.
That's very
that,
believable.
That they are trying to, especially the issue that he had a very dark man alleging that police officers and
Yes.
influential men are actually sleeping with Bobrisky. That's the reason why they've not arrested him yet,
Yes.
because he's breaking our law. And when I read that post, I tried to see if I could. The person also alleged that the reason why the federal government cannot come out directly and say no more cross-dressing in Nigeria is because they feel that the US and other powerful nations that are giving loans to Nigeria would come after them. He says that the same thing is happening to Ghana. That Ghana signed a law against cross-dressing, and immediately the US asked Ghana to repay the loan that was given to them, something like that. The person actually made that allegation, and I was thinking about it. I said, well, Bobrisky actually pleaded guilty.
Yes, he
He
did.
said he was guilty. Cubana chief priest said he was not guilty.
Yeah.
But while we're discussing this, before we came on set, Onumeton said that this is the second time Bobrisky is being tried for that offense.
mutilation.
If it is, then I understand why he was sentenced to 6 months. But if it's not, if his offense and that of Cubana chief priest are same, then something is fishy.
Something is really
Yeah,
fishy.
their offenses are same, right? But if you listen to the judgment for Cubana chief priest, the lawyer said he is the first time offender. And in law, that can allow you to get out of the woods.
Is he though? Because there are multiple videos that we've seen online of Cubana chief priest being in that moment.
No. What I mean by first offender, you see, that's the first time he's been tried.
Okay.
Do you understand? That's the first, it's a part of their culture. Spray
Yeah.
is part of the Nigerian culture. Even me, I love spray. When I have good cash with me, not peanuts. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So it's an attitude, because why do you do that? It makes you to express happiness.
Yes.
That yes, I got cash. You understand? So for Bobrisky, he met his Waterloo. It is says that a lot went for him, and for crying out loud, it was a female judge
Okay.
that gave that judgment. So
To
the woman
Bobrisky.
must have been angry with Bobrisky for what do you call it?
Cross-dressing.
Cross-dressing.
And winning the award for the best.
For cross-dressing
The best
and going to a
dress.
competition where women went to.
And one day I
And
was
won.
for
No, I
To
don't
me,
think
it was
the-
absurd.
Yeah.
Why should Bobrisky go and win a competition where women are? Do you understand?
And apparently they checked all of Bobrisky past and they still confirmed that he's a man. He's still a man.
And he actually identified as a man.
Yes, he
Oh,
You
did.
see, Bobrisky he has not denied it that he did any form of genital transformation.
He was making allegations that he did. He was making
Yeah.
allegations that he did. He
And
got
is
some
it-
breast implants
Uh,
and
But he
the rest.
didn't though, because even
He
in the
didn't.
court, like from pictures that we saw of him in court, we're not seeing all that
All the
big.
curls, yeah.
We're not seeing all of that. So where did that
Bobrisky
go
is
to?
The
just
federal government should come out open
Bobrisky
and just
is-
say no to
Bobrisky,
cross-dressing if they can.
is just trying to make a statement.
Yes.
Do you understand? There's this musician, I don't know if you girls know his name somewhere, Boy George.
Okay.
There's this musician called Boy George. He dresses like a woman, makes up like a woman. Boy George. So this is not the first time we've seen all of this. There are some men who want to say, okay, Auntie Musa. You can imagine a guy whose name is Musa, and they say his name is Auntie Musa.
Auntie.
Just look at. Honestly,
That's SS money, my brother.
spraying is not the issue, but the way they go about it, the way Obi Kubana go, I keep saying Obi Kubana, Kubana chief priest
yeah.
and Bobrisky, the way they go about it, it's not nice at all.
Does
it's not-
Bobrisky even spray this way Kubana chief priest does?
Bobrisky does not really spray, but
Bobrisky
Bobrisky,
sprays, but he's more, he acts
He
like, he behaves like a
doesn't
woman,
have
so he's
money.
more,
like
he's
I
more
said,
sophisticated, I
Bobrisky's
would
own is
say.
not even during parties. Bobrisky, sometimes he's at home making videos the way he will be flaunting, saying he got this amount of
Yes.
money from whatever. So I'm glad that they were used as scapegoats.
And you see, this guy, he has excess money.
But then now you see videos and pictures of people spraying money, and now they give it, you want to
Yes.
spray somebody and you're collecting it
Just
on
give
my hand, just give
exactly,
it to me on
just
my
give it to
hand.
the president, like I
Just
said.
give it to me on
Open
my
an
hand.
envelope and give to them.
You see,
This is the fun
That's
thing,
not
though.
fun.
do you know that you have what they call a spraying machine?
Yes.
It's not same offense.
It should be same
Okay.
offense.
Then why did they create it?
Well, for us as Nigerians.
It's
You
still the
understand? Why
same
did they create it?
offense.
Why did they create it? You understand? If they spray it, all it does, and the money just keeps. You know? You
We are the only
understand?
country that does this. And funny enough, like I think, last week I said, even foreigners come to the country and they want to.
Yes.
They want to do the things that we
It's,
do.
it's part
You
of
see
who
them
we
spraying
are as a
dollars
people.
too.
It's part of who we are as a
No,
people.
you see-
It's
you see,
interesting.
you see,
How do you go for a wedding and they don't spray? What's that?
No, yeah, of
We
course.
have to spray with home manners now.
You understand?
Yes.
So imagine someone wants to spray you a lot of money, you will not be placing your hand and be that's stressful.
And people
You're supposed to be dancing whilst they're spraying you. So
And dancing in excitement.
exactly.
You can
So
imagine
what do
if
we do?
I've
EFCC said
been a party
it's not of cards. What do we do?
and
Cubana
Cubana
chief
chief priest comes to my party. You are good. You are good.
And there's a thing about spraying. The more you actually spray, the more it excites the person. Like you will just keep on dancing.
And it becomes
You don't know where
worse.
the energy will come
It
from.
becomes worse off, because we anchor events.
Yeah.
The musician, if it's an event that has a musician, not a DJ event, it comes to say, what's the name of that guy? Then you now tell him, hey, he will sing the guy to high heavens.
Yeah.
And Nigerians love praise.
Yeah.
Nigerian,
Oh.
once they have money, they love it.
They love
even,
it.
Even if you did not plan to spray,
Spray,
Bring
yes.
your
Yeah,
money
the
out
president-
of
You
there.
just find yourself
Yeah.
looking for money changers
Yeah.
and giving them your card and
True.
getting cash to spray.
You understand? The musician also knows that as he's hailing that man,
He's making money.
he's also making money because the man will eventually
Spray
go
him.
to where he is. Then you see most MCs say, I did here.
well, now we have to just look for a better way to go and things.
Worry the king. Have I said something?
So moving on from Naira mutilation, we're moving to our last trend. The last trend is Kora Obidi. So hashtag Kora was trending. Now Kora Obidi is a dancer that got divorced or separated from her husband, and well, she was making a live video in her house now, and in her live video, once she opened the door, there was a woman waiting outside for her that actually rushed, the woman actually rushed her, stabbed her. Yeah, so the woman actually stabbed her, and from the video she was seen crying and begging and apologizing that whatever I did to you, I'm sorry. Whatever I did to you, I'm sorry. So it was a thing of, whoever is close by, whoever is nearby should please check on Kora and all of that stuff. Now, people were also thinking that this Kora Obidi thing with the woman was connected to her husband, because her husband she also posted a video one time while she and her husband were having issues of the way he spoke to her and the way he treated her, and then they were coming for the husband that you don't speak to a woman like that, you don't, yeah. So they were trying to tie this incident now to the husband. Now in clearing his name, he now came and made a post and made a video about it. So let's take a look at this video.
Nigeria for our friend's wedding, 5 months pregnant, and slept with this woman's fiance. So she was sleeping around while pregnant with my child, and I saw the text messages that they took from his phone. And here they are. I removed names to protect the people that told me about this. Seems like you've improved your skills. Core, did you just insult me? Abibu, whatever. It feels like you were reaching my womb. Okay. Felt hopes I didn't tamper with Justin's unborn baby, Athena. Nah, the baby... Where'd that other one go? So I was upset because I found out that my ex-wife had been sleeping around while pregnant with our daughter, which is very risky business, which, you know, like you get an STD or something while you're pregnant, that's a big deal. Not only that,
Video that he posted, he was basically saying that Cora traveled to Nigeria because they don't reside in Nigeria. So she traveled to Nigeria for a wedding, and she then slept with her friends. She was traveling for her friend's wedding, of course. So she then slept with the groom, slept with her friend's fiance, and said that the woman that attacked Cora was the friend that now how do I say this now? Her friend whose husband she slept with. Yeah, so that was the woman that was waiting outside Cora's door, and immediately she opened the door, she just like rushed her, stabbed her, and Cora was found apologizing and stuff like that. He also said that he got chats. He saw some of her chats where she exchanged with the man that she slept with, and he was talking about how she was saying how the man was almost reaching her womb, and the man was checking on Justin's baby, that's his baby that she was carrying. And after that, when she even got back to Nigeria, she then came to the man and told him that she doesn't think the baby is even his in the first place. So yeah, he just made a video. He was talking about how pained he was by like all of these things that she did to him, and that's why he spoke to her in that manner where we were like insulting him and saying you don't speak to a woman like that. We thought that she wasn't safe with him, to get her away from him and stuff. So let's take a look at some of these tweets. This tweet is saying Cora Obidi really did her ex-husband dirty. If your pregnant wife can cheat on you while carrying your baby, you know how many times she must have cheated even before she got pregnant for you. You know how she would have ridiculed you. She would have ridiculed you to the guy, a mess. But the signs will always be there. Cora is known for posting her naked photos on the internet. She's always been hungry for clout too. Women like that are damaged and shouldn't be taken as wives. They'll only ruin your home and pull you to the mud. It didn't stop even after marriage. She was still posting naked pictures while pregnant, even after having kids. Hopefully the ex-husband heals from this. This other tweet is saying, acid attack was the revenge of the aggrieved woman, huh? The man referred to that was allegedly sleeping with a pregnant woman goes free. And this other tweet is saying, this is why I don't like women that sexualize themselves online. Women that are popular because of their body, beauty, etc. They are addicted to male attention. You can't save them. Majority of social media women are like that. Avoid them. So.
Wow. That is something else.
Yeah, man. So let's
let's hear your point of view.
Yeah, yes. You know, with the advent of the social media, you know, you experience quite a lot. You know, for a woman who is pregnant to meet with another man is absurd. But what are your evidences? First of all, you know, you could also doctor some of these
Chats.
You know, just to probably give a dog a bad name, you know. But for the other responses by saying she usually posts nude pictures on the social media, it's also not a good one too, because the people who go through the social media loop, definitely she might be tempted. You understand? She might be tempted to run over somebody who might just flaunting some cash. You know? So it's a 50-50 for me. I would not totally say yes, she's wrong, neither will I say she's right.
Okay.
Well, I
So
am not to judge. I cannot judge anybody because I'm not perfect. I have my own, faults, and I am not a saint. But there are some questions I would like to ask. First, is Justin just getting to know about this?
no, he had known.
He
He's
had
just
known.
posting about it now
Okay.
because of the
He
allegations.
had known, and all that. Why? Okay, he knew about it, and did you see their videos? Even while Cora was put into bed, you know, they were happy on social media.
So he said, even in the video, the longer version, he said his plan was to, even after he knew, his plan was to stay with her till the baby was 3 months old, and then he would
Now
leave.
that he has come out to tell us, what do we do with this information? They are divorced. He should move on. Cora has moved on. Cora barely talks about him except maybe something happens. So he should move on. He doesn't need to. We've said this over and over again. You're having family issues. You're having issues with your friends. You come on social media and you put it there for people to judge. So Cora, if I don't know if it's true or not, I can't say if it's true or not. But if it's true that Cora did that, that is despicable. That is a disgrace to womanhood, and she actually disrespected her husband, disrespected the institution called marriage. But he divorced her. He left her. Immediately after she put to bed. Let's not
Yeah.
forget it. He divorced her. Was it not days after she gave birth to her
The
daughter?
baby.
So he has divorced her, so he should move on. Then for the other lady, if indeed the lady is the friend, she slept with her husband and all of that, it was an acid attack actually. The lady actually poured acid
Acid,
on,
yeah.
on Cora.
Okay.
You had to wait this long because I know Cora put to bed last year, right? Or it was last year she put to bed. You had to wait this long to come attack Cora with acid.
What if she
If
just
indeed-
found out?
Even well, what did she do to her husband? I have issues with women who your husband is cheating or your husband did something to you and you go after the woman, not your husband.
Okay. True, but Cora's also a friend, so
Still, you there's
So,
nothing you
so
can
was
do.
it that the friend who brought acid?
We don't know. Justin is saying that it was the
It was the
woman who
friend.
yes, it was the friend who actually attacked Cora. Because people are saying, oh, Justin is behind this attack. But he's coming out to clear his name to say, no, I'm not the one. Cora slept with this woman's husband.
That's why the woman did that.
But what do they have the evidences?
We don't.
nobody.
It
She has
was
not.
the-
Cora has
was
not said
the-
anything yet.
Was the person who poured the acid, was the person apprehended?
No,
We-
not
we
yet.
don't
And
have
we've not
anything
heard anything.
So-
If she's caught and she's arrested, she'll be made to pay for this. That's what I keep telling women. You catch your partner cheating on you. Don't. I don't know. Why go after the person? Why not go after your partner? Your partner who committed a crime.
No, that's an issue. But in this kind of situation where the person is also her friend,
Still, you
Nah, the
shouldn't
person
pour
is-
acid on the person.
yes, acid is
Because
is
if you're
extreme.
caught, if that person, for example, that person dies, you're caught. Do you know you spend the rest of your
Well,
life in prison?
the acid incident, did it destroy her?
So we've not heard
It
anything
gave her
from.
No,
Injuries.
she should be able to know by now.
She was able to react. I saw a video of it. She was able to react immediately. Some police officers came. They were spraying some things on her
On
body.
her.
She had injuries on her face. It was.
But she has not come out to say
terrible.
anything and to confirm maybe it was actually her friend
Yes.
that did that
She
to
wouldn't.
her.
I don't know.
She wouldn't even say.
I don't know.
So
Women, please stop doing that.
We're still
Stop.
speculating.
What was still speculating? But
Okay.
Cora was attacked. That is
That's a
confirmed.
fact.
She was attacked.
And
But
you
we
also
don't
know it's possible that the man must have organized that.
Something
It is
like that.
possible
Yes.
too. It's
You
possible.
understand? Because we
But
have
you
what
should
we
move
call
on. You've
we have
divorced the
what we
lady.
call organized crime. You understand? I can decide to burn my vehicle now and say it's my brother that bought that vehicle.
Well, we
Well.
should move on. We're tired of hearing their issues.
Yeah.
They are divorced. They should move on.
Yeah. So that's the last of
Okay.
our trends. So next week, when I come your way again, I am Chinazo Frances Uchio Fojama.
Friday's edition of Morning Ride. It is time for us to check out our papers now. Let's see what's trending, what headlines are trending across different newspapers this morning. We have the Daily Trust, the Nation, the Guardian, Daily Independent, the Punch, the Vanguard newspaper, Daily Times, and the Nigerian Tribune for review this morning. I'll start with the Daily Trust newspaper. On the Daily Trust newspaper, we have as major headline, prices of paddy drops in states. The riders, foreign rice too in Kano. Local products still costly. That's the major headline. And then we have Ganduje secures order stopping suspension. That's on page 11. PDP to resolve leadership crisis August. Damagun continues as acting chair. That's still on page 11. At the bottom strip, we have Bello's absence stalls trial as EFCC declares ex-governor wanted. Tinubu deliberately put northerners in key places, says Ribadu. Bandits killed 23 villagers in Kaduna community. And reversing tariff increase will cost Nigeria 3.2 trillion naira in subsidy, says NEC. Let's look at the Nation newspaper now.
Okay, the Nation newspaper, it's our next paper for review. And for want of time, I just take some of the major headlines like this. Just below, or rather, above the masthead, APC asked police to arrest impostors who suspended Ganduje, that is the chairman of the APC. And below the masthead, AGF Fagbemi urges Yahya Bello to surrender. And the striking headline there, presidency, APC clash with PDP on economy and security.
Okay, let's look at the Guardian newspaper now. The Guardian newspaper has as major headline, living on war front. Borno residents on the edge, tiptoeing on active landmines, IEDs. That's a major headline on the Guardian newspaper. And let's take another headline. Another headline says, police invite Akpata, Edo LP chairman over Uniben violence and shooting. That's on page 28. And then on news page 28, we have over 6,000 illicit weapons recovered nationwide in 3 years. Moving on now to the Daily Independent.
Okay, the Daily Independent is our next port of call, and we have a striking headline here. Relief for embattled Damagum as Wike calm trounces Atiku. That's a big story there, if you ask me. Relief for embattled Damagum as Wike's calm trounces Atiku. It's actually a very big story there.
It is. A lot is going on in the PDP and the APC right now. Now let's look at the Punch newspaper this morning. The Punch newspaper, major headline, 80 billion naira money laundering. FG places Yahya Bello on watch list. Immigration alert DSS. That's on page 2. And the riders, federal government orders border surveillance, asked DSS, NIA, police to prevent ex-governor's escape. EFCC should obey court order restraining ex-governor's arrest. Bello's lawyer insists.
Okay, let's see how all of that plays out. I think the Vanguard is our next port of call this morning. And the Vanguard has above the masthead over 1,000 students, educators abducted, killed in Nigeria. And that statement is credited to UNICEF. You can get that on page 9. Wike triumphs as PDP NEC endorses Damagum-led National Working Committee. That's on page 8. And below the masthead, okay, but before we take that story, just strictly also above the masthead, agitation for Yoruba Nation, laughable. Defense headquarters is actually saying all of that. And below the masthead, Tinubu's government hasn't borrowed from CBN, says Edu. And the writer says, ways and means to be pinned down to deal with liquidity. Adds fiscal monetary authorities complementing each other to bring inflation down. Discloses government will borrow less and focus more on domestic resource mobilization. And just like most of those pages of the newspapers are having this morning, federal government places ex-COVID Governor Yahaya Bello on watch list. All right, that's it for the Vanguard this morning.
Moving on now to the last paper not the last, the Daily Times newspaper. Daily Times newspaper has as major headline, PDP neck. Intrigues as Damagum survives, hangs on till August. And Rider NEC approves timetable for state congresses. That's on page 4 of the Daily Times. And we have on page 2, federal government to spend 3.2 trillion naira on electricity subsidy. NEC chairman. And that's on page 2. And then we have Nigeria's consumer lending market hits $2.7 billion in 2023. Well, on the top strip, this headline that says, Yoruba nation agitators are lucky they would have been dead, says DHQ. Wow, that's a strong one. Okay, let's move on to the next paper.
All right, I'm sure that's
The last.
our very last paper for review this morning. The Nigerian Tribune. The Nigerian Tribune is the next paper on the very last of today. Above the masthead, APC chairman, court stops Ganduje's suspension. That's it on page 9. Federal government needs 3.2 trillion naira for electricity subsidy in 2024. And below the masthead, PDP neck, Damagu survives push to oust him. Those expecting party implosion disappointed. That statement is credited to the governors, the PDP governors. All right, on the 24, as APC gets set to pick candidate, Tinubu keeps contenders guessing. All right, that's on page 5, where you pick up a copy of the Nigerian Tribune.
Now
So that's it.
come back to the
That's it.
studio,
That's
yes.
it. Yeah, so we'll come back straight to the studio now. And John Gold,
Good morning, sir.
nice to have you again, sir.
Thank you, my boss.
Comrade Abel John Gold, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you,
for
comrade.
paper review this
And
morning.
you mention this anytime.
That's my native name.
Yeah, anytime.
Okay.
Yeah, so John Gold is trending actually, the big one actually. We all have to wait for today because the PDP, the opposition party, the biggest opposition party in Africa, has finally come home to roost. Finally, the acting chairman, Damagu, has survived yet another feat. And that survivor is credited to the phenomenon of PDP, Governor Wike Yisong. Can you speak to that quickly?
Yes, we see what happened yesterday. It tells us that the happiest person at the moment is not even Demagogue, but it is Wiki. Why the saddest person is Atiku.
Yeah.
Because Atiku was hell bent on removing the chairman of the party so that there will be a successful chairman, and he will already be roasting for Gabriel Suswan, the former governor of Benue State. So now that it did not work to his favor, Wike camp will be laughing. Imagine for 5 governors to come out openly to endorse the session. That tells you Wike still grips in the party compared to Atiku's grip. That is exactly what played at yesterday.
It's funny because
That's exactly what played at yesterday.
when this NEC meeting started, I expected that they should be talking about disciplinary measures for erring party members. We know that Wike was anti-party. He was kind of anti-party activities during the election.
You are calling it anti-party.
And now it looks like
that election.
Wike is holding the party.
Who have the power to accuse one person? That election. Atiku worked with some strong APC men in Aso Rock. That 2023 election. Do you know that? That there are strong key Buhari men who were strong bent on bringing Atiku to succeed Buhari. Strong APC men were working for Atiku. And I also tell you that just as Wike worked for Tinubu, Autumn did not hide this. He worked for Obi. So who will accuse each other of anti-party among them?
Wike's was so loud.
What makes you think the others are not loud? Do you know how much the money, the cash confiscation or the cash crunch, the first scarcity you experienced there? Who was behind it?
So Wike is
Was it Wike behind us? Was it not because the Atiku scam, the Buhari people in the Atiku scam?
Wow.
No, ask yourself. A normal human being, normal party man, if Buhari, a normal party man going for election, you now brought that policy at that particular time. That particular time of election, know that it will affect your party. Did you even hear him that he would have removed subsidy, that he only pitied Tinubu because of APC election, would have removed subsidy before the election? That tells you that Atiku see the God. I would not say maybe God appointed judge of favor Atiku. That was how Obi came at that time. Otherwise, Atiku was already Nigeria's president. With what happened in that election, before the election, I mean to say, Atiku was already poised for Nigeria. He had strategized. Picking Okowa was a very good strategy for him. Are you getting me? The absence of Peter Obi, but they didn't know that Peter Obi will go with his fans and contest the election because they are holding the hope of the PDP. PDP stronghold is southeast and south, and this happened to be Obi later Obi strongholds.
Yeah, but you see, John.
They all work against themselves.
Yes, they all worked against
no
themselves.
Justification for that.
Yes, because it would have been morally wrong by our level of political awareness now that the North would succeed themselves.
Yeah, morally wrong. But why did
wrong?
But in politics, you're not talking about moral. You're talking about winning. Atiku that entered Tinubu Buhari's camp, Buhari's Aso Rock. Did you not notice that know that it would be morally wrong for you to do that? The Obi that was using religious play religious politics and tribal politics, did you not know that it was morally wrong for you to do that? Abi was Emiloko that said Emiloko is my turn, and now we could not see the Emiloko. All of them, no justification for them. The hope there was that let's remove Demagom. Are you getting me? Yes. When you remove him, you now have power to deal with Wike. And Wike stood his ground, strategized. If you notice that they behave like, go and watch the primaries of APC. Tinubu did not shake, did not move, did not get up. When you say anything, we just wave you. They all did not sleep. Wike exhibited similarity in that yesterday's meeting. Did not drink, did not eat. Did you notice? Go and watch.
Well, that's very eating and drinking.
Celebrating.
Let's see how
But he'll be careful that
So that was what Emiloko did on the night of his primary. Then we heard him about his health, this. Me, it will be difficult for at my age, less than almost 50, to sit down for an hour without starting up to go and urinate. Then a man of 70 did not get up throughout the whole night to go and urinate. Did not move to anywhere, did not close his eye to sleep. Even if I'm going to Benin here, if I'm not driving, I will even close my eye. But 70-year-old man did not sleep. Go and watch that video again throughout that night, and they said he was sick.
So Damagon has between now and August.
Oh, that is a very long time for you to reconcile. If you and your girlfriend quarrel to you and your wife quarrel to that, you want to divorce today. The court can even give you 2 weeks. That 2 weeks you can settle. Now let of the politics where money can flow, anything can flow.
Same attire in court next time.
So do we rather say that Yusuf Wike is a phenomenon as far as the political dispensation of Nigeria?
Tiku should go and do his homework because I did not see the input of the silent strategies. I'm talking about His Excellency, Senator Dr. Ifa Yokowa. I did not see his alliance with Atiku in that meeting yesterday. Atiku alone cannot do it. He needs a broad-based support. You know, Atiku, after the election, there was a statement he made, I would have picked Obi, not Okowa, you understand me? After the man have done...
Did he actually make such statements?
Yeah, he did.
Because I did not...
He did.
Well, I'm sure there were no speculations just
to rub
him off.
I think that thing have not gone well with them. I don't know.
That
Cannot be seeing two of
Of course, it
them.
won't go well.
But
If he makes such
that is
statement,
not
it won't go
even
well.
enough. Who would have won the election for him if not Okowa?
Thank you.
You know, so for him
In
to
that
have
way,
made such
when
statements,
Tinubu picked Shettima, people were lamenting. Shettima a minority. Everybody knew that Shettima, for minority, place that they are not. It's not Fulani. The majority there is Fulani Hausa. Shettima is for Kanuri. Kanuri is a minority in the north. If you don't know, Kanuri, just like as you and Isoko lady, me and Urobo. Urobas is a Isoko a minority in South. Though not fully minority, because you see the Yoruba in South, you see the Igbos, you see the Ijaw, before you not think of any of us. Kanuri is a minority tribe in the North. I think they're only in Meduguri, Abi, both Yobe. That's why you have the Kanuri. Now he picked a Kanuri, but when they asked why will you pick a Muslim Kanuri, he said he wanted the person that will help him to deliver in his promises, electoral promises. That was the way he put it. But we all knew that what he was looking for was that if the Fulani are going to go this way, Atiku and what is the other man name from Kano, Rabi Kwakwaso, if they are going to share their vote, let me collect all the Kanuri's vote. It was a strategic move. Are you getting me? Now, Atiku is not telling that he picked Atiku for so strategy or for delivering of democracy dividends, but was saying because Abi was not there.
Well, we wish the PDP well. For want of time, I think we'll just take one more headline. EFCC and Yahaya Bello. Yahaya Bello has been declared wanted by the EFCC, and the federal government have actually asked the DSS to monitor. And the Punch newspaper has it as this 80 billion naira money laundering. Federal government places Yahaya Bello on watch list. Immigration alerts DSS. Federal government orders border surveillance, asks DSS, NIA, police to prevent ex-governor's escape.
Please just look at the headline again. Federal government places Yahaya Bello on watch list.
Yes.
That means you are saying you are watching him. You're not declaring wanted again.
The EFCC declared him wanted.
The federal government placed him on watch list. Okay, the place the federal government is watching him. Let the EFCC go there and pick him. He said Yahaya Bello is
EFCC said they can't find him.
Then they should ask the federal government that placed him on watch list.
The governor of the governor actually whisked him away in his own personal vehicle.
He said that it's a confusing headline. The headlines are confusing, or maybe the federal government are not sure what they are doing. Yahaya Bello is not a Belgian good as we had in one's local place. Yahaya Bello will not go to the place where I drink to drink. Will not go to where I eat to eat. You are talking about a former governor, immediate past governor.
But he's hiding.
Even before hiding where? Hiding where?
Yeah, he's not.
If it is me, now you don't know where to catch me.
He's not hiding anywhere.
They are only negotiating.
They went to his house in Abuja there.
Okay.
And they could not access him when he was inside.
Thank you.
That's what the EFCC said.
They didn't want to. If it is one local criminal,
So what do you think is
they would
playing
have
out?
smoked him out.
Thank you.
What do you think is playing out? The 80 billion naira money laundering.
Okay, now let me ask you a question. Tango, you said federal government placed him on watch list. Now let's analyze this. The person that succeeded Yahaya Bello is not a PDP governor. It's so political. Somebody brought an APC, just like Ibori and Udoha. Udoha did not submit petition against Ibori. Abi, the man did not submit petition against Yahaya Bello, but federal government, the APC government, knew very well that this man had embezzled 80 billion before he left office. Are you getting me? So immediately he finished here at the venue where he handed over at what do they call that? Lord Lugard government. There's a Lord Lugard something they call it and Lokoja there where he handed over. They did not pick him there. They be seeing him. He had even come to his own ground, Warrior and Port Harcourt boy come home here to celebrate and went back. They did not pick him. Then now they're not looking for him. They didn't know where to see him. He said, thank you. Please, the federal government, if they want to do their work, they should do their work. They should. No, Yahaya is not a small person that you are declaring wanted.
Yes,
Okay.
You invite him, he will come.
But he didn't come. He didn't come to court yesterday.
Yeah, you the one that invited him.
Probably, you see why he has not accepted to come. He needs to tidy up. You don't just report yourself like that. And,
You know that you value 80 billion before he left office.
Such things only happen in a country like Nigeria. And it's really, really, really sad.
You are all not,
Our
they are not
political
be
actors cannot be held
sincere.
accountable
See,
for the actions.
yesterday I had no Ribado talking in Uchma Dafodo University. Okay, let me not go to where you did not ask me.
Okay. I think that's all we can take on newspaper review. Thank you so much for coming, for joining us, Comrade Abel John Gold. We're going to short break, and when we come back, it'll be time for Safety Corner. Please stay tuned. worldwide in Nigeria. We've been experiencing severe heat wave in the country. So this morning we have members of the Red Cross with us to talk about the heat wave and self-management. With us this morning we have trainer Charles Arinomo. He is the branch secretary, Nigerian Red Cross Society, Delta State branch. You're welcome, sir. Welcome to Morning Ride. Thank you so much for joining us. And then we also have trainer Joseph Odwe, the Health and Care Officer, Nigerian Red Cross Society, Delta State branch. Welcome, sir. Thank you so much for joining us. So this morning we'll be talking about the heat wave and self-management. First, I'm going to ask, what is the cause of the current heat wave that we've been experiencing in the country? Although Ogaga feels that this week has been manageable, but I still feel like I still feel like we're still experiencing the heat wave.
Okay, so I'll go first. Heat wave is caused as a result of prolonged trapping of warm air in the atmosphere. Okay. You know, we've been having cases of depletion of the atmosphere, basically due to the release of greenhouse gases, and also the use of very old mechanical engines releasing chlorofluorocarbons, depleting the atmosphere. So when they get trapped under the atmosphere, it now goes on to the point where it heats up the environment, increasing the temperature of the environment to that point where it begins to affect everything it touches, livestock, humans, even plants as well. Okay. So that's what heat wave is about.
All right.
Okay, so now that we know what heat wave is, I think the take home for anybody watching this right now is to find out if it can be managed and how it can be managed. Now, I'm not talking about self-management now. I'm talking about how, if it can be managed in the first place. Now that we have the heat wave, can it be managed?
Well, heat wave is a natural phenomenon anyway. It's something that is natural. Well, if you say, well, you can say it can be managed if we have to reduce the rate of our emission.
Okay.
You see, today we have gas flaring all over, and that also affects the depletion of the ozone layer. We have big trucks, vehicles that emit carbon monoxide into the air and making the air very hot. And these are some of the causes that makes the air to be trapped and then in the atmosphere. And then when it happens consecutively over a period of time, these are things that can actually lead to heat wave. So if we are able to manage, we are driving along the road one day and somebody said, oh, these vehicles are not supposed to be on the road again. If we have vehicle inspection department, then they should go out and get all these vehicles out of the road. If all this, and then more domestically, people use firewood to cook. We use all these things are emitted into the atmosphere, and they are causing some of the causes of heat wave. So if we can be able to manage all these things and then reduce some of these activities, deforestation and the rest, plant trees.
Exactly.
Plant trees. When you plant trees, you have green shade, because the trees you plant gives you good oxygen. You take in good oxygen, and then the carbon dioxide you breathe out, the tree needs it to do well. So if we're able to put all these things in place, we're able to reduce and manage heat wave.
So you're saying like EVs, electric vehicles, are also a good way. So vehicles that don't emit carbon monoxide.
Exactly. Can help the environment.
Then also on a very light note, on a very humorous note, we can decide to put air conditioning in the atmosphere. Before you know it,
Well, you know that's not
that's not
realistic.
I know a country who has a way of manipulating clouds, like I think Abu Dhabi. They manipulate clouds and then cause rainfall. So that can also help to douse the temperature in that location.
Nice. So it can be managed.
Yeah, of course.
But self-management
we'll get there.
is key.
We'll get there. So now, how severe or how serious is heat wave, and what damages can heat wave cause to a person and to the environment?
Okay, I think this needs to be said. Thank you for asking that question, because a lot of people out there think that heat wave is not something people can just worry themselves about unnecessarily, because it is said that we are very resilient people in Africa. African man know they die, but newsflash, it can affect you. Okay. And let's say untreated cases of heat waves can lead to the damage to the brain, the nerves, the central nervous system, even the kidney. And when they get to that point where they become seriously unattended to, it can lead to death. So It is really that frightening.
Okay. Or what about the environment then?
Okay, for
What
the
damage can it
environment,
cause to the environment?
I'd like to hinge it to agriculture, for example. Now, for the farmers, you know that when we usually discourage farmers, same effect as well.
Okay.
Okay, so you talked about bush burning. What's an alternative to bush burning?
Instead of bush burning, why not just clear them?
Then what
Clear them
happens?
and leave to dry?
Clear them and then leave it to dry. Organisms in the soil, it will affect the level at which crops get produced. Like the quality of the food we eat as well, it affects it.
You can also use herbicide to control weeds instead of burning. And apart from that, apart from the effect it has on agriculture, you know, bush burning also has, we have Lassa fever everywhere now.
Yes.
When you burn bush, what happens? The rats, those
Rodents.
they tend to run into houses, and that food, the price of food is very expensive now, and they go into your house. The small food you have in your kitchen, they go in there, do justice to it, and when you come back, somebody was telling us that after preparing banga soup, hot banga soup, and then you need to open the pot in such a way that some heat can go out. And then this rat actually wanted to have a taste of what you have on the spoon and fell inside the banga soup. And this guy never knew.
A full pot of soup.
A full pot of soup. And the guy never even knew. Warm the soup and was eating continuously until he gets to the last lap and discovered
How did he not know?
this long tail. The soup, the quality.
Oh, the taste.
Let's move on to the next topic. So, I think now I would ask the very obvious question: how then do we manage heat wave?
Self-management.
Yeah, self-management of heat wave. Well, you know, as a result of increased temperature, if you live in an environment like this is obviously one way to manage heat wave. In a cool environment, one. Then secondly, you plan your activities in such a way that you don't go out during hot temperature. When the temperature exceeds 40 degrees Celsius or 104 Fahrenheit. So then you need to stay hydrated at all times.
Okay.
Staying hydrated at all times, it will help you, because when you are dehydrated, it's not good for your kidney, and this can also have some adverse effect and bring about some cardiovascular issues. And then you have to cool sponge or have a cold bath when the weather is hot. Okay. You can do this. Get a napkin, a towel, dip in water. Either you place it on your neck, your armpit, and then get a shade. If you have trees around, stay under the shade. And apart from drinking water, you drink water even when you are not thirsty. Okay. Just get yourself hydrated, drink a lot of fluid, take fruits. It will help get your body hydrated. And then you should have a kit that contains water bottle and what do you call it? ORS.
Okay.
Oral radiation salt. Oral radiation salt, oral radiation solution.
Is what we call oral drip?
Yeah, well,
some people do call it
oral drip.
Okay.
So it's called oral hydration solution.
So how can you make that solution?
It's a basic mixture of salt, water, and sugar. But the idea is the composition. So you'd want to have, like, let's say for 1 liter of water, you have 6 teaspoonfuls of sugar and 1 teaspoonful of salt. Now, you know we have the tablespoon, which the adults used to eat, and then the small teaspoon that babies used to eat. That's the one we're referring to them. Now, the idea is to have more sugar and salt, and I'm going to explain the reason why we have this composition, because some persons don't really know why. Now, for a person who is suffering from hypoglycemia, meaning reduced levels of glucose in the blood, what you basically need to do is just to give the person this ORS. And then when you give the person the ORS, it helps to revitalize the person, because when the person is suffering from dehydration, this becomes the issue. So when you give the person ORS, it helps to boost the person. Now, the idea behind giving sugar, salt mixed with water is because when you give person only sugar, it helps to supply glucose to the body cells, helping the person to gain energy to become normal or maybe go about their normal activities. But when you add salt, it tends to help the sugar to diffuse quicker and faster into the body cells, now making the person to become strong over a very short period of time. Okay. As compared to when you just give only sugar. So that is the idea.
Okay, well, what are the risk factors, and who is more at risk of having, some of the effects of heat waves that you talked about?
Okay, I'll talk about the people who are more at risk first before I talk about the risk factors. So the people who are more at risk of having heat, basically
Effects of
heat
heat waves.
injuries like heat stroke, are children whose immune systems are well underdeveloped, not developed enough to monitor the changes of hydration in the body, and then maybe prompt the body to require rehydration. And then pregnant women who have children that could be affected to the point where they can have stillbirth or weight loss.
Is it that
before
serious?
Yes,
Yes,
it's
it
that
is.
serious.
It is.
And that's the reason why we're mentioning it here, so that our viewers who are listening and watching can take note of this. And then for the elderly whose central nervous systems have deteriorated to the point that they still cannot monitor the changes and know when to hydrate themselves as well. So those are the persons who are most risk. Now, for the risk factors, we look at exposure to hot environments, like as we have here now. You cannot compare Nigeria, for example. Okay, let's say you cannot compare Jos Plateau and Sokoto. Sokoto is on record to be the hottest state in Nigeria as compared to Jos Plateau State, where it's relatively cool. So, of course, you see that somebody who is exposed, who is at Sokoto, will have more propensity to suffer from heat stroke or heat injury. Then we also look at the age of the person. Those persons, let's say adults between the ages of 18 to 40, 50 have higher propensity to withstand heat stroke easily than for children, and then for adults who are 65 years and above. Then other risk factors you could also look at, excuse me, having people being exposed to high energy exercises that helps them, not helping them now, that exposes them to dissipating a lot of heat. So when you engage in high energy exercises like running long distances and doing physical activities that makes you to exert a lot of energy, it makes you to dissipate a lot of heat, and then before you know, the body becomes heated up to that point where the person can be exposed to
Are you
heat stroke.
saying we should not do high intensity workouts?
Especially in times where you are exposed to heat waves.
So can I do, now you talk about taking enough water, so can I go for my high intensity workouts but take enough water? Or should I just stay away from high intensity workouts
Now, this is
entirely
where
until
it
the
gets
heat wave is
technical,
over?
and I'm going to relate it to experiences we've had in the past with our olden days or forefathers. You know, they usually engage in manual labors in their farms, and you realize that when they want to go to farm, they go early in the morning, and then they walk from that tile till around 9, 10. Once the sun comes out, they go and rest in the shade. So it tells you that they are aware of what is going on. So if you want to exercise, please try to do it early hours of the morning or late in the evening, but not in the afternoon when you know the temperature will still be high.
Okay, so Trainer Arinomo, let's talk about signs and symptoms of health-related illnesses. So what are some of the signs that one can point out and be like, okay, I think this is related to the heat wave?
Okay, firstly, you feel hot, increased body temperature. When the body temperature rises above 39 degrees Celsius, it will also be a trace. And then you feel fainty. You feel faint, as if you want to faint, you want to fall. You feel dizzy. There's this nausea. You tend to vomit, you cough, you sneeze, because it comes with a lot of dust. The environment becomes dusty. So when you get these signs, and then some persons who have heart issues, they have this palpitation because the pulse becomes very weak and rapid. It is weak. It is weak because the heart may not be able to push the required volume of blood that is supposed to, and then it will also be fast because the heart is also trying to meet up with the normal supply that it gives to the body. So it becomes fast and then weak. So these are some of the symptoms you get as a result of heat waves.
Then let me add to what my branch secretary just said. In addition to the signs and symptoms of heat stroke as a result of heat wave is change in behavior and attitude, making the person to behave as if they are mentally impaired or they become agitated easily. They can even lead to coma. So all of these things need to be looked at.
And it can kill.
It can kill, of course, when not attended to.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so when one discovers these signs and symptoms that, okay, this could be as a result of the heat wave, what is the immediate or would I say,
What are
what
the
should that
steps?
person do first before maybe going to the hospital? Are there things that the person can do at home to actually help, you know, manage the situation? For example, I could be home with, not me though, but I could be home, and then you notice that your family member or someone is suffering from heat stroke. What should you do immediately to help manage that situation before you get to the hospital?
Okay, so this is where the Nigerian Red Cross becomes very, very, I don't know, elevated.
Okay.
Now, this is where it comes to the first aid of heat stroke. And there's things you can do easily without any serious medical inclinations. So
Yes.
basically, is expose the person to ventilation. Proper ventilation is the key. Do not have people locked up in confined places where there's no ventilation. Definitely
Okay.
they will suffer heat stroke. So expose the person to a lot of ventilation and then ensure that they're wearing loose clothing. If they are putting on clothing and then if you see that they are sweating and in that state, expose them. Now you can also do what we call tepid sponging. It requires you to use a clean piece of cloth, soak it in water. That water should be room temperature, not cold, not hot. Now use it to dab their body from head to toe. So do this repeatedly and do not forget to call for help. Now it needs to be said that people who are in this situation has the propensity to fall into unconsciousness, which can be unconsciousness and breathing or unconsciousness and not breathing. Now when they are unconscious and still breathing, call for help, put them in a recovery position and then monitor their situation as much as you can. Keep reassuring them. Make sure you keep that physical conversation with them.
Yes.
Just to keep them stable.
Okay.
Now, when they sink from unconsciousness and breathing to unconsciousness and not breathing, quickly start CPR. CPR means cardiopulmonary resuscitation. It is a way of manually compressing the chest to ensure that blood is sent to the brain, to keep the brain cells alive, pending when the brain will switch back on, because the brain, as we know, is automated. You do not control when it is on and when it is off.
Okay. Okay. Triage
And
house,
then
please.
more importantly, stay hydrated.
No, I mean, if the person is unconscious already,
Yeah.
what should you
Okay,
do?
like he said, if we have two forms of unconsciousness, either the person is unconscious breathing and unconscious not breathing. It is more life-threatening when it's unconscious and not breathing.
Okay.
So in that case, the heart is not performing its normal function by pushing out blood. So in that case, you have to help to restart the heart. If you have an AED means an automated external defibrillator. It's a device that first analyzes the heart rhythm. If the heart rhythm is boom, 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 and beat per second, and if that is not normal, the AED will deliver shock to the heart to restore the normal heart rhythm, and then you follow up with your CPRO, which is a combination of external chest compression and then artificial respiration if it is safe and convenient for you to give artificial respiration. So what do? You compress the heart 30 times, the chest 30 times. You place the heel of your one hand interlock with the other at the middle of the chest. That's the diaphragm, where you have the sternum. You compress 30 times. You also give 2 rescue breaths if it is safe to do so. That is if the person is not breathing. If he's not breathing, you are doing this to buy time, to push blood to the brain, to keep the brain cells alive, and to also take over the function of the heart to push blood around the body. So when this is done, and you also call for help, you're able to revive the casualty, and then the person is taken to the hospital. So more importantly, when you discover all these signs, if you've taken all necessary precaution, you have been very, very much hydrated, you have stayed out from job, then employers also should also help. When the weather is hot, we know the cost of diesel now is high, cost of fueling generator is high. If you cannot power generator, even when you have fans these days, the air that comes out of the fan is hot.
Exactly.
So what do? You can during the newspaper review, when Governor Sanwo-Olu asks people to work for 3 days.
3 days
Even
a
in
week.
Delta too, we also observe it. We work for 3 days. So you could share some of these job tasks and get and work from home, provided you get result. If I have a report, I need one of my colleagues to give to me. I say, okay, get this thing done. You can work from home as long as we get result. So don't expose yourself to hot. Even me, last week, some persons had to beat 3 times. You know, Nigerians.
3 times is even
at night.
not-
At night.
Yeah, at night, yes, please, at night.
Nigerians,
Wake up
we
and you have to
are
take a
very
shower.
good people. we know how to make good use of the situation. I saw something on Facebook. The guy was sleeping with fan facing him, and then a bucket of water at intervals he wakes up and pour water on himself. You know, some persons carrying generator and fan on the road walking.
Yes, and there was this particular post of a student taking fan to his classroom as well. Is that serious? Okay.
Let's talk about how parents can help children manage this, and also the best form of outfits to wear during this period.
Okay, for parents trying to help the children to stay away from the incidence of heat stroke as a result of heat wave, basically ensure that your children are putting on very loose clothing, because of course it's very hot now, so trying to help them to get breathable clothing, especially cotton clothing, are usually advised. Now also ensure that you give them water packs to help them to stay hydrated, and then also if they go to school, help advise parents and their teachers to ensure that children have time to take a lot of water to keep them hydrated. And then we know that children are very hyperactive. They love to play, and they have a lot of energy reserves and they want to exert it. So the best is to ensure that they do not play so much as to exposing them to heat stroke.
Okay.
So this should be taken into consideration.
Okay. Does color of clothing, because once upon a time I heard about the black, how black absorbs heat.
Yes.
So
Is that true?
Yes,
So
yes.
we should
So
try
I
to.
think the idea is to avoid putting on dull colors, because dull colors help attract heat into the body, but very reflective colors help to reflect it away from the
Nice.
body. Then also of importance is when you asked about giving hydration to somebody who is unconscious.
Yes.
It should be said here, if you have a casualty or anybody who is unconscious for any reason, whether they are breathing or not breathing, please do not give water, because anything you give, be it solid or liquid, has the probability to go into the airways, cause choking and lead to death. So please do not give anybody who is unconscious anything to eat or drink. It should
Okay.
only be when they are conscious that you can give them something.
Okay. How often should we take water? Because I've heard of some doctors say you can actually take water and what's the word now? Trying to figure it out. They say that there's a, would I say, limit to which you should take water. That if you take water, you can actually overdo it. And then you talked about staying out of the sun. But these days, during the day, if you stay indoors, you notice that your room or your sitting room becomes so hot. So what should we do then?
You go out.
Go out.
We talk, when
The
we
sun
say,
is
when
out.
we say out, it's shaded, you have shade.
If possible, someone with regulated
Yeah,
temperature.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
And then, I think scientifically it has been proven that you take a minimum of 2 liters of water daily.
2 liters of
Minimum.
water.
That's if you are taking your sachet water, that's about four sachets daily. But during each wave, I think you should be more. You should be more.
More, how much?
In addition to it, I think we need to take cognizance of the fact that our body physiologies are not the same.
Yeah.
The way your body functions is not the way my body functions. Now, as a result of what I talked about before, like the risk factors, let us take into consideration the age of the people. When they are children, their immune system is not strong enough to detect how hydrated the body is. And so you should help them detect how they take water. For as much as possible, get children hydrated. The same thing for adults as well, who are over 65 years and above. Then for adults, like those who are between the ages of 18 years and 50, 60 years, of course, that we know, all things being equal, their central nervous system is functioning very well, and so their bodies can detect when they are being dehydrated, and they can easily go to take water. Take, for example, when we have the Nations Cup, we saw they were always at
Break.
observing that break period,
Yes.
cooling off period, where they can go take water, so that should spell it.
Okay. Gaga, do you have more questions? Okay. I think we've actually exhausted our questions, and we now clearly understand that we're experiencing a period called heat wave. You've explained what heat wave is, and then you've actually told us the causes. You've told us those who are more at risk and ways we can manage the heat wave. But before I let you go, I just want you to just run through, the both of you to just run through the do's and don'ts during this heat wave period. Because I think we need to say this over and over so that our viewer can actually know that this is serious and this is something that we should pay attention to, because most Nigerians have this mentality that, you know what, what's that? We've seen heat before. Now we can go on as Nigerians. We can just move. But I want you to just quickly run through the do's and don'ts during this period.
Do's. Please dress lightly. Don't wear heavy clothes. And then stay hydrated.
Okay.
Also, plan your movement, plan activities. You go out in the early hours of the day when the sun is not too hot.
Okay.
Plan your schedule either in the morning or late towards in the evening. Cool?
So basically for me, it should be to avoid strenuous activities that will make you to exert so much energy and then your body gets overheated. So that should do it for us.
Okay. Are there fruits or foods that we should take during this period that is preferable during this heat wave, or are there foods and fruits we should avoid too as well?
Watermelon comes to mind.
Yeah.
A lot of watermelon should help you get
Cucumber.
hydrated.
Okay.
Yep.
And then
Cucumber too.
cucumber. Okay.
Now, for the things you're not supposed to eat, avoid alcohol. Alcohol increases the body metabolism and then generates heat, so avoid it. And also for those who take drugs, please avoid drugs that causes vasoconstriction. When I say vasoconstriction, I mean constriction of the blood vessels, especially for those who have a situation known as hypotension, reduced blood pressure. So please avoid taking that. Then for those who like to get high, like smoke, Igbo and all of that, it also causes increased body temperature. So please avoid that this period.
Yeah, you've had our trainers. They've talked a lot about the heat wave. Nigerians, please pay attention and understand that this heat wave is a serious issue that we should actually pay attention. Thank you so much for coming today, Trainer Charles Rimono. And we've also had
Trainer Joseph.
yes, Trainer Joseph Odwe. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
It's really, really, really amazing to have you both here on set, discuss with us, and let us know that this is something that we should pay attention to. We do appreciate your presence today. Thank you so much for coming.
My pleasure.
And that's how we're going to wrap up Friday's edition of Morning Ride today from my partner in progress, Ogaga.
All right, you've heard it. Let's end on a health note. So you've heard it. Do well to wear light clothing, be hydrated, don't involve yourself in strenuous activities. Don't
Barely few weeks to the death of Nollywood actor Amechi Monago, the Nigerian movie industry was once again thrown into mourning following the death of the popular actor Junior Pope, who drowned after two boats collided while heading to a movie location in Asaba. The actor was confirmed dead after reports emerged in the social media that he was responding to treatment. Confirming the death, Mr. Emeka Rolla said the loss was unfortunate and another big blow to the Nollywood family. He confirmed that out of the 12 persons who were on board the boat, 5 lost their lives, while rescue was ongoing to recover the bodies of 3 other crew members. The AGM president said, as an act of respect to the deceased, all movie production had been suspended and also called on producers to henceforth ensure adequate protections for actors and actresses during movie production.
Also, further inform members, set up a committee to quickly look through actors' welfare vis-a-vis some of these provisions before they go on set, whether at Riverine area or where they're taking stunts. If this thing didn't happen on the waters, it might also happen somewhere else. Maybe they are filming on a skyscraper or a very high-rise in buildings and all of that. These are safety measures that must have to be taken before an actor goes on set. The truth is that a lot of actors have been beaten to submission. So they do things trying to please their employers because I don't see any reason an actor at that level will accept to climb on a boat in this kind of a place without a life jacket. It is sad.
Nollywood stars at the scene in an interview expressed shock over the incident.
It's just unfortunate that we are getting to rise now to understand the implications of so many things. I believe the sacrifice of Junior Pope's life will not go without all of us understanding what is right and wrong.
It's really a very sad occurrence. I just pray that at this point we need to do better. We know the right thing to do, we should just do better. Those that are producing should make adequate facilities for everybody. I just pray that we just get better, we do things rightly this time around.
One of the movie producers debunked claims in the social media on the incident and gave account of what led to the accident.
Some news that are flying, that negative news, you know, when this thing happen, we all hear. Majorities are not here. But social media give false information out. We're supposed to have 4 boats going to the direction. One left. That one that was sink was the second one. And what happened would have been prevented, but there is one guy there, I think they call his name TC virus or something, become so disobedient. He was standing up ringing the bell as if he was consulting something in the middle of the sea. Then even the pilot was asking him to sit down. I cannot see the front. He refused. He was attacking everybody that asked him to sit down.
As we are about leaving, actually, I prayed to the gods of my land and equally asked the water for safety. But I was very disappointed when we got to the middle of the sea, and coincidentally we saw a boat, and the boat was about dodging us, and our own flying boat was about dodging too. Suddenly we are very close to the boat, which is a canoe, a normal canoe, not a flying boat like ours. We saw the canoe guy jumping inside the river just to save his own life. And I swear our pilot was trying to divert his handle so that we could dodge the canoe, but we don't have that time, we don't have that opportunity, we don't have that luck to dodge it. So finally he clamped on top of the small canoe, and that was how we all tumbled automatically inside the water.
One of the crew members, who said he missed joining the others, asked that more should be done for crew member safety and security in the Nigerian movie industry.
First of all, you see, the way they are doing us as crew in this industry is not nice, because when this thing happened yesterday, everybody was just focused on the celebrity and they left every other person's there. Like the PA boy, they left it when they were running around with Junior Pope. They left this guy there. They don't even can go mortuary, and it's not nice.
As at the time of this report, the remains of the 3 persons who drowned are yet to be found as rescue continue in a bid to discover their bodies. Henry Usi.
Report right here on Morning Right. It was used on our news last night at 8 p.m. and that informed our next beat on Morning Right, our final beat on Morning Right this morning. The topic is Nollywood month and the way forward. With us in the house is the Chairman Actors Guild of Nigeria, Delta State Chapter. He's Ima Onyemezium. He's right here with us. Good to have you, and we really condole with you on your loss.
Thank you very much.
Our sincere condolences.
Welcome to Morning Right.
Thank you very much.
All right. First of all, before I even continue, I want to know the update so far. Our last beat, the paper reviewer was concerned about other crew members. I want to know what's going on with them and the update so far about this whole brouhaha that concerned that boat mishap.
Okay, first of all, let me thank you for bringing me on this program and for sharing in our grief. So, I want to clear the air on some things I've been hearing. that when that accident happened, everybody was concerned about Junior Pope and all that and all that. That wasn't what really happened. What happened was that on that day, I got a call, and then we all rushed down to that place. By the time I got there, the National Task Force Chairman, Kevin Nuvo, Steve Ebo, a lot of actors were there. And I was there when they brought Junior Pope out of the water. He was brought out lifeless. And people started taking selfies, trying to make content and all that. And I suggested that we should take him out of that place because of the crowd. And I personally took him to St. Joseph with one or two other persons. And by the time we got to St. Joseph, his case was a BID case.
Brought in dead?
Yes, his case was a BID case. And we tried to do what we could do, but it was not, there was no, but meanwhile, while we left with him and the other boy we already saw, why we took him away was to see if there's anything we could do to resuscitate him. But by the time we got there, and we were told that it was a BID case, there was nothing we could do.
Okay, let me get it straight. When he was brought out of the water, you took him to the hospital first because there are rumors that he was taken to the mortuary first. You took him to the hospital first,
Yes,
right?
we went to St. Joseph Hospital.
First. That was the first thing you did?
Yes.
Okay, and then did you also take the other crew member that was brought into the water?
Yes, the two of them.
To the hospital first?
Yes. And then we told the other persons who were with us there to wait because the search team was still inside the water looking for the others. We told them to wait and see if they could rescue the other persons. Okay. We were there till late Tuesday, late Wednesday night. That was the day before yesterday. We were there till late Wednesday. They couldn't rescue them. They now told us that it was late, that we have to go and come back again yesterday. Okay. I was at the Marine at Cable as early as 8:30 yesterday morning. We were there throughout till at about past 6, thereabout, when in fact some of us had to join the search team. Some of us had to join the search team to go and look for them inside the water. Our national president was there from morning till night. He gave an instruction that there should be no production throughout yesterday until the crew members are found. They gave, in fact, all the Nollywood was complete at the Marine Beach yesterday at Cable. There was no production, and it was not just only here. It was a nationwide shutdown of production.
Okay. All right.
A nationwide shutdown. Until we saw those people yesterday, nobody left that place.
So have you recovered all the bodies?
Yes, we recovered all the bodies. We got the last person at about to 12 in the night.
Okay.
So you could see that nobody was abandoned. As I would have been there this morning because we were planning on how to see. I would have been there by now, if not for this program.
Okay. All right. Before this incident happened, what safety measures are typically in place for film shots that involve water, water scenes? And what do you think went wrong in this particular case?
I wasn't. Let me answer the safety measure first.
Yes, what safety measures are put in place?
Now, for the safety measures, I'm not a marine expert, but I know that for you to travel on a high sea in a boat, whether canoe or speedboat, you have to be on a life jacket. Okay. And I was informed that some people on that boat were on life jacket. And that life jacket actually saved them and one or two other persons who held on to them.
On that same boat,
we didn't see any one of them on life jackets.
That video you're watching is not the video of that day.
Okay.
Because virtually all of them on that video lost their phone inside the water.
Okay.
All of them on that boat nobody came out with his or her phone.
So that video that circulated where we saw Junior Pope making a call saying that he has children was not from
If
that.
you look at that boat very well, you see that Junior Pope is the only one on that boat. That was the previous. He did that video on his way to the location on Tuesday.
Same location?
Yes, Tuesday morning, and posted it on Tuesday evening.
Okay.
And then the incident happened on Wednesday morning.
Do you think anything will happen to the producer now, or the executive producer? Because basically that video, he had no life jacket on. That means it was a usual practice.
And he didn't have any life jacket on the day it happened.
Well, for me, I think I don't want to get personal. I don't want to. The guild is taking, from the national level, they are taking their measures on that. We are not children. Personally, I cannot travel on a boat. I do travel once in a while on boats, in the high sea. So I cannot go on a boat without wearing a life jacket. And I think it is, like you said, concerning safety measure.
Yes, I actually asked that question to you as the chairman.
You should think of your safety first. When a producer calls you for job, they do call me for jobs, and what I do, if I'm not comfortable with the job, or I'm not comfortable, I don't feel like this job will give me the kind of satisfaction I want. I tell you, I don't want to.
Well, you heard what your principal said, Meka Rule, as the chairman of Actors Guild of Nigeria. What he said, he was very certain. He said some actors
perhaps to submission.
Yeah, because no jobs. So I think shouldn't there be some policy now?
Yes.
To ensure that these safety measures are put in place before people go into water.
We do have policies about safety measures, to the extent that today the guild has done so much to the extent of having insurance policies for us. We have insurance policies. You know, when he said some actors are beaten to submission. It depends on you if you want to submit. I don't want to talk about what my national president said, because I don't want to come on air and look like I'm saying something. But, but I stand with him. I know I'm the state chairman. I know what my members, what they complain about. I hear their cries. I know how these producers, some of them, go as far as almost humiliating the actors. But sometimes I used to tell them in my meetings, you must let us take these people to the hospital. We took them, and we had already taken Junior Pope. If they feel that we gave priority to Junior Pope, every other person would have left. Every other person would have, we don't see Junior Pope, we don't see. But we said, stay until we get the next person. We have, Nollywood is a big, we're a big family. We have the Producers Guild, we have the Actors Guild, we have the Directors Guild, we have the CSN Cinematography, we have CDGN, Creative Designers Guild, and all that. We have the PMGN, Production Managers, and we as Nollywood, as a Actors Guild, Junior Pope is our member. I keep telling people, I lost a member in Junior Pope because he is someone who personally supports me when it comes to this issue. If we wanted to say, okay, we have seen our member, Junior Pope is our member, and we have rescued him, let us attend to Junior Pope, all of us would have left the other production. By the time when I was at the scene of the incident, the chairman of CSN was not there. The chairman of CDGN was not there. They came later. They met us in the hospital. But we said, stay back. The majority of the people there were the actors, and they were not just small actors. Steve Abel is is an elder in the industry. Okay. But he was there. Okay. Everybody was there. Nobody abandoned anybody.
All right. As chairman of Actors Guild of Nigeria and Delta State, what steps are being taken to reach out to the families and support them, the families affected by this tragedy?
Okay. The rescue the other persons, we got a call that the family was around. But before we got there, I think they said whether they went to Enugu or so. The family of that other boy, the PA guy, we've been able to reach them. The guy is from Abia State. We we got in contact with the family, someone who is his cousin, and then the person came to St. Joseph yesterday. We're still having discussions. We are not going to give instructions or directions on how they will be buried. Okay. What we can do is we hear their decisions, we abide by their decisions and their directions. Now for the other persons who we later saw in the evening, the makeup artist, the parents came yesterday. The other person too, the parents were there. They saw their children and they decided that they should be buried. So the children were buried yesterday.
Okay. So we've gotten that. It's clear that you're making a contact, and our time is almost up. Moving on, what's the way forward for Nollywood, especially regarding safety, not just around the river, but generally for Nollywood?
What changes or improvements do you think can be made in Nigerian film industry?
Well, when you say changes and improvement, I would want to advise, I would plead that the government should government should get involved. They should get involved with this production thing. I know that in Delta State today, we generate revenue, we create job opportunities.
When you say we, the actors?
The actors, yeah.
Okay.
We generate revenues, we create job opportunities. So I think one of the ways we can move forward is for government to support us and get involved in production. If the government was involved in this kind of production, I think maybe they wouldn't have traveled with that boat they had. Maybe a better boat or something.
But you know, this is not how it's done in Hollywood, in Bollywood too. The actors, they do it themselves.
Abroad, the government they have budget every year for film production, for entertainment.
Okay.
You can check it.
Okay, so we hope that happens.
Well, for the part of the
AGN,
what policies would you like to see be implemented to ensure safety of actors and the crew?
Moving forward.
Well, policies have been laid down. If I say, let me start naming them one by one.
Okay, time will be up. Thank you so much. You are the Chairman, Actors Guild of Nigeria, right here in Delta State. Well, thank you so much, Emma Onyemeziem. It's been a beautiful one talking to you, and our sincere condolences. We wish all the best to Nollywood, right here in Asaba mostly, and we hope that you go to higher places. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for
coming. On that note, we wrap up.
It was a huge loss to Nigeria, the Nigerian movie industry as well. We send our sincere condolences to the bereaved families. May God give them the fortitude to bear this great loss. Please, if you're embarking on a water journey, do well to get your life jacket. Do not, for any reason, embark on a water journey without the use of a life jacket. And just like our safety corner talked about heat wave, though the raining season has begun, please always stay hydrated, take enough water, and if it's so hot out there, do well to wear light clothing and make sure that you are safe out there. That's a wrap on Friday's edition of Morning Ride today. Thank you so much for joining us. On behalf of the production crew, we say thank you for tuning in this morning. The news will come up next. Have a great weekend. I am Blessing Usiagbada. Goodbye for now.